Okay, 30 Days of Night, right? I'm actually kind of mixed on this movie, okay? Because I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. But there's just some things about it that were kind of meh. Like the ending to me just didn't work for me, and there are a few other things that didn't work. But the concept itself about, and this is your plot crunch, by the way, about Alaska, right? For 30 days out of the year, 1 month, it's like dark basically. There's no sun. It's dark. There's still daylight, but it's like not pitch blackness. So what if vampires showed up, right? And that's what it is. Vampires showing up for 30 days to just kill this small town in Alaska. And Josh Hartnett is the sheriff. And there's this one thing that Josh Hartnett knows. It's that Michael Myers. Try that again. There's one thing that Josh Hartnett knows. Is that Michael Myers is dead. Yeah, I'm still holding that on you, buddy. Okay, Michael Myers is dead. He was good in the Faculty, though. But yeah, so this is on top of this movie. So, yeah, we start off Josh Hartnett. So we have some recognizable actors for me. First of all, some Power Rangers actors. Nathaniel Lees played Master Mao in Power Rangers Jungle Fury. It says that Pua Magasva, who was the Red Ninja Storm Ranger, was in this somewhere. I didn't catch him. Maybe it was just a quick. Maybe he was one of the guys trying to get the three-way with the chick. I don't know. It went pretty quick. We have Melissa George, who was in the Amityville Horror remake, as well as that weird triangle movie. Triangle. Still trying to figure out what the ending of that movie is supposed to mean. It's so confusing. Josh Hartnett, who I mentioned, was in Halloween H2O and The Faculty, and that weird movie with Harrison Ford. Not weird, but like Hollywood Homicide. Remember that came out and didn't do anything? I heard it's not really even just a movie, like it's just nothing. I've always wanted to check it out, though. Maybe in the future. Who knows? But, yeah. And you have Mark Boone Jr., who was in The Dark Knight as Flash, or Batman Begins, as Flash, and he was in Too Fast, Too Furious as the cop who got the rat gnawing on him. Manu Bennett, who was in The Marine, and the CW Arrow show as Deathstroke, Slade Wilson. Yeah. And one guy, the guy who played, I don't remember the actor's name, but he played Strife on Young Hercules back in the day, and he was also the main villain of season 2? Of Ash vs. Evil Dead. I think he was in season 2. The guy, like no shirt on, he had black hair. I don't know. I think he was season 2 villain. I think. But I have to rewatch those one day. But yeah. And Danny Houston is the lead vampire. Morrow. I don't know. The vampires are gonna be my first negative. They look cool, and stuff, but they don't speak English, and that would be. It'd be okay. But there's no consistency with this. They speak English. They don't speak English. I mean, you got whatever language, right? But then, like, a little girl is turned into a vampire and she speaks English. Do you want to play with me? It's like, wait, vampires don't speak English. And then later, Josh Hartnett gets turned into a vampire. Turns himself into a vampire. What's up about that? Bullshit. And he speaks English. So, what is it? Is it because they're pure vampires? What is it? I don't understand it. Also, does anyone think that Josh Hartnett just turned himself into a vampire so he wouldn't have to talk to his wife about the marital problems? Beginning of this, she's like, he's the one that keeps asking her to talk with her or what I think. I don't know, but like, yeah, there's people die. Like, the vampire's pretty cool. There's some pretty cool kills in this. Like Billy. At one point, we find out that Billy, like, I think his family was bit, and so he killed them, or he thought they were going to die and he killed them. I don't know. But then he gets bit and is going to turn. So like he just like Josh Hartnett like hacks his head off with an axe. It's fucking brutal, man. Uh, yeah. The concept, the idea of this is a pretty cool concept. I don't know if they necessarily handled it right. Like, first of all, when I think of like 30 Days of Night, it's like night time. And it's not like that at all. It's just very dim and dull. It's still daylight. It's just not, there's no sun or anything, which to me, like, it's still daylight. So vampires should still, you know, burn up because there's no direct sunlight. I guess it doesn't work. I don't know. Also, did anyone else think when they first watched this, when Josh Hartnett goes back and talks to Ben Foster, who's a totally unnecessary character in this, by the way. We'll get to that. And asking, did they take my brother and my grandmother? And then they find out they're just hiding in an attic somewhere. And like, look, plain and simple, if they stayed in the fucking attic, they would have been safe. But if they just sat in the attic the whole runtime, there wouldn't be a movie. So we gotta have this guy freak out and say he's gotta go somewhere and leave. He gets killed. And then they're like, okay, we have to go to this place. It's like, no, go back up there. Yes, I know a vampire shows up shortly after this. But if they went back up to the attic, probably wouldn't be able to find him because it's a hidden attic. Maybe the blood would be able to smell, but still, I don't know. And it's that. Then again, if that guy never left, they just sat up there, they'd be safe. Sat for the rest of the 30 days, they'd be safe. Food might be an issue, but I don't know. It also devolves into the quiet place a little bit because they can't make any noise. They can't even flush the damn toilet, which makes me question how they go to the bathroom in a quiet place. You never see them. Do they just go to where that stream is and pee in it? I don't know. Even peeing makes sound, right? Question I never asked before in those movies. But yeah, I think Josh Hartnett's pretty good in this. So is Melissa George. I think they have decent chemistry. Not great, but okay. It seems like they've like a couple on the rocks. They really feel like it. And I always like these movies that take place in small towns because everybody knows them, knows each other. So they're like, there's real stakes when people die. They know that person, right? And so it hurts them a lot. Oh, yeah. But the vampires, they kind of just lurk around and then they'll kill people. They kill like most of the town a few days in. And they're like lurking around looking for the others. And it's not really that action packed. There's some action set pieces, sort of. They run around and stuff. But other than that, there's really not much running or action stuff for a vampire flick, you know what I mean? But yeah, the vampires just sort of look around, they go place to place. And there's like twice, they do a thing where they use, 3 times actually, they use for bait, sort of. They use the snow blizzard to hide in to get to another place. And then because the snow blizzard stopped, Josh Hartnett has to go out. By the way, his name is Devin. Devin. Really? Devin? Eben. It's Eben. It's Eben. Eben with a B. It's like, really? You could just call him Evan? I know it's based on a comic book and maybe that's his character's name, but still. You couldn't call him Evan? Eben? What kind of name is that? Alaskan, maybe. I don't know. He's American. Alaska is America, technically. Hey, let me ask you a question. How come, like, when they say that, like, you have certain coverage of something and they say only continental United States, not counting Alaska and Hawaii. Why not? They're part of the United States. And if one thing, Alaska is more connected to the continental United States than Hawaii is. Hawaii is it included. I'm just saying, give it a fair share. They are part of the United States, you know. How come Puerto Rico has never made the 51st state? Because there was talk about that back in the day. It never happened. It's a U.S. territory, but not state. I don't know. Let me get back to the movie now. So let's talk about the ending. The ending is what I have a problem with. So, basically, Billy gets killed, and then Eben decides, well, we're not going to be able to defeat him on our own. It has to be one of them. So he takes a syringe, or, needle, takes out some of Billy's blood, injects himself with it. Now, number one, how the fuck do you know this is going to work? Right? For all we know, all it could do to you is give you AIDS. They even forgot somebody else's blood. Yeah, that's not sanitary, first of all. But, like, how would you know that would work? You have not seen that happen at all. Like, you get bit, you're going to turn. You're not seeing any kind of blood exchange at all. But, yeah, he thinks injecting Billy's blood. And then it just works instantaneously. It's like, yeah, and he turns. And, like, throw all, like, common sense out the window, because honestly this would happen. He's just still himself. And he's like, get ready to make a run for it. I'll take him out. And I'm like, well, no. Because they even address it. They're like, what if he turns on us? Which should have happened, because you just turn yourself into a vampire. When you turn yourself into a vampire, you don't have, like, you're basically something else. Some of you are still in there, but, like, you don't have a soul. So I feel like he would, maybe because he injected, wasn't bitten, I don't know. It's still, I don't know. But yeah, he goes out there, and, like, he walks so close to the guy. He just runs right up to Denny Houston and punches him. I'm like, why is nobody stopping him from getting there? They just stand there and then allow him to walk, like, right that close, and then punch him in the face. It's like all these damn vampires around him, and they don't try to stop him. They just let him walk right up to him. It's like, you could say, oh, maybe they just thought he was some puny human. If that was the case, when they just attack him, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And how does he defeat Denny Houston? Punching through his freaking throat. And that kills him. That's not how you kill a vampire. You inject him in the heart. But no, we gotta do it that way. And then the other ones just fuck off. Nothing. No. Oh, we're gonna avenge our leader. No, bye. We're gone. Yes, I know the sun was coming up, but they could have still jumped the guy and killed him. And how does this end? With Eben and Melissa George watching the sun come up, and he doesn't even turn to dust. He just goes all black and ashy looking, but he doesn't, which is what should happen. I don't understand the vampire mythology in this movie. Like, most of it is normal, but then, like, because you could usually, it's ingesting vampire blood that turns you, and technically, since Billy was already dead, it wouldn't work, because it has to be quote unquote living vampire, and if you kill that vampire, then you're back to normal. So technically, it wouldn't work because Billy's already dead, so it wouldn't work. And he didn't fully transform before it was hatched, so technically his blood wasn't completely infected yet. So yeah, someone who's watched like Buffy Vampire Slayer and Angel and fucking Supernatural, I know that this ending is bullshit. You know, people will praise this movie, and it's fine for what it is, but it's just, I don't know, nothing to write home about for me, I would say. Would I watch it again? Sure. But the ending just, I don't know. Why did he have to die? First of all, wouldn't it be something as if he just ran off and there's like, oh, will I see my husband again? Is he gonna be out there? I know there's a sequel, and I know they recast Melissa George with Keely Sanchez from Lost, and I know that virtually no other characters left. And there's like a handful of characters left here, but no one returns except for that character, different character. I know that much, but yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I do not know. But I will tell you this: I'll at least give it a middle of the road because there's decent acting. Gore is pretty good. The concept gets me, but just everything else. The vampires are kind of meh to me. The whole, there's not that much action. It's mostly just running, but it's fine for what it is. And that ending just. So, what are your thoughts on 30 Days of Night? Then I'll come slow. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And all right. So next, well, first of all, I got to take a break from doing the recordings. I got to do 2 videos. One of them is a review for a movie that comes up tomorrow, Tuesday the 27th, on Blu-ray, DVD, and Netflix by a director who I have been reviewing his movies earlier, a couple months ago or so. And so I got to do that one. Then I got to do a ranking for that director. And then I'll get back. So the next review in this, the Hollywood Horror Month is what I said. Wow, that's a whole different thing altogether. That's I get kicked off YouTube, a horror month. But Halloween Horror Month, I guess I swear I haven't been drinking. It's going to be another remake of a movie from the 80s, '90s. That originally starred Julia Roberts and Kiefer Sutherland. And now this new one stars Elliot Page, Diego Luna, Nina Dobrev, and Kiersey Clemens. And it's a remake / sequel, I guess. But I've seen it once. And it's okay, but I'm going to watch it again and kind of give my thoughts. Because, I don't know. It's just something I threw on one day and watched. Never reviewed it. I think it was before. Did you see what it was? I wasn't trying to. Oh no, it's not even in frame. It's right here. I'm holding it. What is it? What is it? Oh, ooh. Uh-oh. Side looks of it. Uh-oh. Another one. What is it? 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 It's too fast. It's too fast. Can you see it? You see it? You see it? You see it? Too bad. You don't get to see it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.